to another episode of Not Coming Soon. We're so glad you could join us today. I think we've got a great one for you. So let's get started here. My name is Jeff.
And my name is Ryan.
And so normally, how this works is I take it, I take the lead in, and then I pass it to the next person to begin what they've been watching. It's our back and forth.
Yeah.
But I'm too excited to let the first topic not be selling the OC. Now, this is a spin-off show to Selling Sunset. It is a reality real estate show. They have expanded. They used to sell in the Hollywood Hills exclusively in the Sunset Strip. And now they've opened a new brokerage that is in Orange County. Now, if you're not from Southern California, you may be asking yourself, like I was, aren't those pretty close to each other? Well, I guess you would be wrong. They are enough of a distance away to warrant an entirely new brokerage. But let me tell you something. Yeah, no, please go ahead.
So I guess I am wrong here, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is the Hollywood Hills not in Orange County? Like, isn't the county like all LA? I don't know.
No,
pure speculation
pure speculation. Let me inform you. Orange County is a more affluent area that is just south of LA.
More affluent? Affluent?
Yes, affluent. Yes, we're talking about pretty high property values in this area. They opened the first episode with $100 million listing.
Probably a pretty nice commission on that one.
Yes, the commission itself is over $1 million.
Don't you just
doesn't
a $100 million estate sell itself?
You'd be surprised. Not as many buyers for a $100 million estate.
How many of those?
Supply and demand. Yeah. That's the question there. So. It's an amazing show.
Yes.
That I highly recommend anybody who's looking to watch just 8 hours of garbage. Whole season dropped, and in one fell swoop.
So it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Yeah. Yes. It is the spin-off show again to Selling Sunset. I don't understand. I guess he's just a very savvy businessman, but the head of this real estate brokerage is the most level-headed, like calm, professional guy, and he has surrounded himself by drama. There are all of these real estate agents are just tearing each other apart. It's incredible how these folks work together, and they just all hate each other. They hate each other so much. There's so much drama. I can't believe it. But I love to watch.
Are they not doing it? Isn't it for the show, for the publicity?
Well, that's always the question. That's always the question, because sometimes that drama actually comes out, and it's very personal, hard-hitting stuff. They make each other cry. Legitimately.
This sounds fun.
Yeah, man. I would highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already.
You know what they should do? They should do a show of a docu show of the making of these shows. But don't tell the people they're making them, because I don't want any of the acting personas to come in. I want to genuinely see the behind the scenes of what goes on. How much of it is real?
Yeah. So what you want is a separate camera rig.
Yes.
That is pointed at the people who are making the show. So the producers, and then once the cameras turn off, you want to see what happens as well. So you're looking for a little bit more of a hidden camera show.
Yes, but that's a misnomer. I'm not. That implies prankage.
That's true.
There's no prankage here. I want the real deal. Here.
Yeah, we're just looking for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Exactly what we're doing. So,
all about authenticity.
That's
here.
what it is. So yeah, we'll get with our people, see if we can get that started. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Let's get out there and sell it.
Sell it. Nice. Maybe we should get into real estate. Let's just get into real estate. How hard can that be?
They keep saying it's the happiest profession on this show.
Mm. Yeah, but you're on call like 24. So you're like never not working.
I know. That sounds miserable. Yeah. That sounds like, well, it's almost like your job is your job is 24/7. Yeah. So you have to be on call all the time. But the things that you're on call for are things that are manageable and like quick and easy almost. It seems like they can just live their life like they basically don't have a job, and the time between when they get a call from a prospective buyer.
Okay.
But that's again, it's a reality TV show, so that's what they are. That's what they're showing off.
Yeah, I see. Well, yeah. I know Jim Evers of Evers and Evers Real Estate definitely works. Seems like it works a lot harder, you know.
They want to make you happy for Evers and Evers.
Yes, that's exactly what they're looking to do. Yeah, I watched that the other day. Getting ready for spooky season.
So good. So good.
Yeah. They're making another one.
Yeah, and what are you referring to? Because I don't know how familiar people are with the Evers and Evers.
Evers and Evers Real Estate is a real estate duo of Jim Evers and Sarah Evers, and they are from the film Haunted Mansion, based on the Walt Disney attraction, The Haunted Mansion. So, they're making another Haunted Mansion. I remember a while ago they started talking about it being like actually genuinely terrifying, like the ride. Come on, people.
That's a take.
Am I the only one that is like actually terrified of that ride? I can't.
I think you might be.
It scares the pants off me. It's too real. That's what it is. I feel like I'm actually in a hallway. Don't give me that.
It's too real.
I get that it's not.
It's so realistic how you hear the little air compressor go, and then a skeleton pops up out of a.
Yeah, but those things happen simultaneously, coffin. So I can't disassociate. You know. Speaking of that little like psst noise, I had the pleasure of going in the Country Bear Jamboree in Walt Disney World. And so there's a couple things you need to know about the Country Bear Jamboree. One, there's a film. That's a glorious film. Headlined probably by Elton John as the singing voice for Country Bear. And Haley Joel Osment as Barry.
I believe he is Barry.
So those things, suits, people in suits in those bears. There's just, mechanisms in these suits, and I don't know who designed the faces on these bears, but you should look them up. Have you seen what the Country Bear Jamboree bears look like?
No, I think you
should do a little Googling.
Country Bear Jamboree.
And for you folks at home, Jeffrey and I grew up going to Disneyland, which does not have Country Bear Jamboree, so I had not experienced it until I went to Disney World a couple weeks ago.
Oh, they're adorable. They look like Disneyland characters. Come on.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at Country Bears.
Are you looking at drawings or the actual animatronics?
The actual animatronics. Okay. Maybe they move in a weird way.
I don't know. I feel like their faces are unnatural. Or contorted.
The faces on the bears that are playing instruments?
Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of psh and clicking and yeah.
I got it.
But it was a good time. I was waiting for the songs from the movie to play, but they never did. There was one song where I'm assuming it's the inspiration behind Big Al is playing a banjo very slowly, and he's like, "There's blood on the ground,
what?
So much blood." I'm like, why? Big Al, why? Why is there so much blood?
Why is there blood on the ground?
So there's that. It was a fun experience. Oh, but going back to Haunted Mansion, sorry to derail.
Yeah, no problem.
Jim Evers is played by Eddie Murphy. And Eddie Murphy is the star of a film called Meet Dave from 2008.
That's correct,
Meet Dave,
yes.
in which he plays two different roles.
Okay.
He is the animatronic shell that houses... Okay. So he is that body. Captained by also Eddie Murphy as a small alien. Inside the body, there's a whole team. This is basically just a ship. There's a whole team consisting of Ed Helms, Kevin Hart, I think those, and then a couple of faces where you're like, oh, that guy, that guy, that girl, that, you know, like that.
I know what you mean.
It's a pretty funny movie. I didn't know it existed.
Okay.
It's just them coming to Earth and trying not to crash their ship as they look for their orb. Yeah. Elizabeth Banks is in it. And I feel like there's maybe another person that I can't... what is Hawaii Five-0 Khan? What's his first name? Scott
Khan.
Meet Dave.
Wow.
Yeah.
Meet Dave.
It was delightful. It was like Kevin Hart before everyone knew who Kevin Hart was.
It's always funny when he like pops up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
In somebody, like, isn't he like in 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. For like just a...
He's just tooling around Hollywood for 15 years.
Then he makes it big.
Suddenly he's like just doing buddy movies with The Rock casually. Did you see? I saw a trailer for a recent movie. I think it was just released with Mark Wahlberg and Kevin Hart.
Yes.
And Mark Wahlberg is like debaucherous.
Whoa.
Probably. And he's having his 40-somethingth birthday, and he like takes him on like a raunchy birthday party, and Kevin Hart's like a nice family man, and he doesn't live this life.
It's about time we had one of those movies.
I know, right? Like,
what's it called? Do you remember?
Like,
do you know?
I don't even know what it's called. It's probably like
not
Friends Night or something like.
Night Out.
Let's see what.
Night Out with a K.
It's called. Let's see, Kevin Hart, and it is called Me Time.
We were close. Is there any fun?
This is not what he had in mind.
The marketing person writes in the glow of their computer screen in the dark in the basement. Same sentence they've written 1,000 times.
I just... How does Netflix... Like, it's like the bargain rack DVDs.
Oh. Yeah, like not even Blu-ray.
Like...
Just they...
Yeah, like
discs.
there's Laser disc. There's like another, like we have to come up with some word for it, because it used to be straight to video or straight to DVD. But now we have like not everything, but a lot of great movies are straight to streaming. So we need another word to define the garbage that they just slap together and put like one or two famous people in.
That goes straight to streaming?
That goes straight to streaming.
Maybe we just use straight to... So, like, the good stuff we'll say straight to streaming, and then the garbage will keep the old straight to video. It's a huge distinction.
Huge. That's good. Yeah, really good.
Straight to video is very different than straight to streaming, even though technically they're both straight to streaming. Maybe we don't do that, and we think of something else.
Yeah. How about Netflix movie?
Regardless of what streaming platform it's on, Netflix movie.
Get wrecked, Ted. Ted Sarandos, the
Ted Betterhead.
Ted Betterhead.
Country Bears.
Country Bears.
It comes back. It's guys, go watch Country Bears. This is a great movie. It's like 2005. It's great.
Yeah, we're really big on the Disneyland rides to movies.
Oh yeah. Can't go wrong.
Well.
Sorry, who Ted were you talking about? CEO.
Let's talk about Ted Sarandos, the head of content over at
content. What do you think his day's like?
I think that he sits in a room, and he has people come in and pitch him movies, and he says yes to every single one of them.
He actually just is on his phone, and he has a little flip sign that just says yes. Yeah, I don't know. That's what makes me think, like, what do you got to do? Not much. So, we just got to slap something together and pitch it to Netflix.
Yeah. We'll just write up a script. We'll fold it up, put it in a little envelope, do the licky bits. Put them in the mail.
Can't forget the licky bits.
Dude, can't forget the licky bits.
Can't forget the licky bits. And just send it. Just send it. Could work.
It's pretty easy to me.
It's gonna be bad for a screenwriter who like genuinely makes scripts, art, and if they get rejected by Netflix and then they see something, or by anybody, and then you just watch something on Netflix and you're like, mine was way better than that, but all right.
Yeah. That industry, it's gotta be heart-wrenching.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Well. Let's talk about something that was good. Season finale of What We Do in the Shadows. I loved this season.
It was so good. It was so good, and it ended great.
Yeah.
All the character development throughout the season just goes out the window, and for most of our characters, but in a great way.
This season seemingly has furthered the story in zero capacity, except for maybe something's gonna happen with Guillermo at the end.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Like we closed the last season with Nandor and Nadja going to Europe, and they kidnap Guillermo and take him to Europe with them.
He was gonna go. No, he was gonna go with Laszlo. Or Laszlo.
No, here we go.
Laszlo
and Nadja were gonna go to Europe together.
Yes.
And Guillermo and Nandor were gonna go on a separate journey together.
Yes.
And then baby Colin Robinson showed up. So Laszlo wanted to stay with baby Colin Robinson, but he didn't want Nadja to be lonely, so he kidnapped Guillermo and put him in a crate.
With like Oreos.
Yeah.
And his box was just in the living room, unopened. Do you remember that in the first
Yes,
episode?
yeah, the first
He just unopened. This is a great season. It's so funny. Why are we limiting ourselves to 10 episodes a season?
That hurts. Yeah.
What happened to the days of 20 episodes of a comedy series?
And this would be, I mean, it's a little bit higher in like the sets that they do than like a normal, like The Office, you build the set and then you film 22 episodes in there and it's no problem. This one, they do get a little bit more creative and go different places and have like effects and things like that. But it can't be that much more expensive, right?
I wouldn't think. Not half, not double. That's how I'm thinking. Yeah.
There must be some calculus out there that says in the moment this is more cost effective. We get a higher ROI on 10 episode seasons versus 20 episode seasons.
Do you think Hulu, like streaming services, have to look at the return on investment per show, or do they have to do overall? Because I mean, I've mentioned this before. The finance behind streaming stuff kind of blows my mind.
They have to have some sort of metric that says this was successful or this was not successful.
Right.
But it can't be directly monetary.
No.
So,
because there's no way you're going to track individual dollars to your show.
Right. So it must be like some sort of calculation based on time spent.
Yeah. Or maybe, I mean, like, do they have to, like, merch and stuff?
Yeah. Well,
I've seen a ton of What We Do in the Shadows merch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that like, well, that's interesting because Disney is Hulu and and they have such crazy licensing, right? They're very powerful in the licensing of like shirts and like they could crank out some What We Do in the Shadows merch like nothing. But I actually am not sure if it's an FX show, so
That's true.
It is like Disney through and through. So I don't know.
FX does good stuff.
FX is great.
FX is great. They got The Bear, which I'm very much enjoying. What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, The Bear is so good.
I love it. Emily doesn't love it. She's okay with it. Like she watches it.
It's just so high stress.
It is, but I love that actor.
Have you? Do you watch Shameless?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way he doesn't watch Shameless.
Yeah,
I love that actor.
Yeah.
Did you finish Shameless?
No, I don't think I did. I don't think I watched the last season because
the
I
last
binged
season
it.
Is on,
and then fell off.
I recently finished Shameless.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does Fiona come back? I feel like there was talk. She doesn't. Okay.
No, the argument could be made that the show should have ended when she left, but the beat goes on.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It was interesting that they kept it going because it was basically the first mini seasons was like she is the rock that holds the family together, and that's kind of the point. And then she's gone, and then where do we go from there? Yeah.
Where do you go from there, and how do you like transition that role into somebody else? Like somebody else has to be that person that like is responsible, and they don't really do that, and things just still kind of get done, which is
so that takes away from that character. But I love that actor Lip, and I just the food, and I usually I don't know why, but this stressful situation, maybe it's because I'm sitting there and I'm not stressed that I can just be like it makes me feel good. I don't know why. I just really like watching it.
I watched it in one day.
Nice. I know. I get like one episode.
Basically one sitting. Yeah.
Nice. They have another show that I was like, dang. Because
they like are just cranking out really great stuff. Like they did Under the Banner of Heaven.
Right.
I'm trying to think.
There's more, but I can't.
Because I think they do that Fargo anthology series.
Yes, they do.
Man,
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
They also happen to have the movies.
FX has the movies.
Do they still have the movies?
FX does have the movies.
Oh, good.
Big time. I should watch Alien Covenant.
That. I don't think I've seen Alien Covenant.
I would say that Prometheus was better.
Okay.
But Alien Covenant was pretty sick.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I gotta watch that. Prometheus. What a cool idea.
Yeah.
I like that whole universe. It's a good universe. Well, other than they kind of lose themselves with the Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah, that's all kind of...
Yeah.
They lose like the human element when you are just putting two monsters up against each other.
It's true.
No.
Yep.
You know.
I do know.
So back on What We Do in the Shadows, I didn't have the inkling in the slightest until the last episode of like, why is he so obsessed with hitting holes in the wall?
No, yeah. No, me neither. I was just like, classic Colin Robinson. Just
classic random Colin Robinson. He just likes hitting holes in walls.
And then they put the like mysterious music, or when he like mentioned that's like, why do I have this urge to just hit holes in a wall with a hammer? And I'm like, oh, there's something in there, isn't there? So good.
I couldn't believe it. And when that when the closet opened up and it was just his wardrobe and then just all those journals and he's sitting there and his hair is falling out. Oh my gosh, I could not handle it.
I thought it was gonna be a slow transition. Like he's noticing this and he's like, it's gonna take some time, but as his hair, I was like, oh my gosh, they're doing it.
What just a full reset.
Yeah.
Again, except for maybe Guillermo.
Although I have a feeling like it's gonna come back. Season 4 is gonna come out, and the guy's gonna be like, nope, and then he just goes back and is a familiar again. The thing I was gonna say when we were talking about it only being 10 episodes a season, and like, what's that about? Did you watch the Emmys last night?
Yeah, I watched like the second half.
Did you see the part where BJ Novak and Mindy Kaling came out and they were like, he's like, we want to congratulate all you lazy people out there making 10 episodes a season. You know, back in the day, we had cranked out 20 episodes a season. It was your life. That's all you did. But now you guys get to go just make some beautiful piece of art and then go do other stuff. And so, but then he like brought it back and he's like, no, seriously, it is amazing how you guys can make these beautiful masterpieces with unlimited time and resources. It was funny. That was a great introduction.
But yeah, there's probably an element of negotiation in that process where they're like, hey, we actually like have other opportunities and we can't be sucked up by this one TV show and there's probably that push-pull of people wanting to do other projects and just leaving because they have to spend more than half the year on set recording writing and then performing 10 or 20 episode seasons.
Yes.
But now you look at like people who are able to do TV now, like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Can stop what he's doing for a few weeks, film a 10 episode arc of a miniseries, and then be done.
Yeah.
And then be able to do be in other movies, and like he was in like 3 movies last year.
Yeah.
And this TV show. Yeah.
That's true. You are noticing more big name, like, whereas it was bad for a film actor to go over, like, your career was over, you're doing television. Now you regularly see big name movie actors doing television. So it's a good silver lining to the I like it. And I do like the limited series. I feel like those are always, I think it'd be really good. Where you're just like, hey guys, we have this story. We're not going to try to combine it. We're not going to contain it to a movie of just 2 hours. And we're not going to make it run for years. We're going to do 10 episodes. This is where we start. This is where we finish. Let's go. They make good stuff that way.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So that was What We Do in the Shadows. Very much looking forward to the next season.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's just everybody is... Sorry, just one more. Every actor on that show, I feel like even if the dialogue is not good, I just think they're funny people. So it's just going to make me laugh. It could be... It's good. It's... Like, not the writing is good, so but even if it was bad, they would still make me laugh just because of their mannerisms and the cadence of their voice. It's great stuff.
Yeah,
great stuff.
I feel pretty confident that we were early on Matt Berry.
We definitely were. I feel like a personal connection to his success. It's like, and like there's all the, like, Caroline keeps sending me TikToks of compilations of his voice, and they're all from What We Do in the Shadows. I'm like, oh, you guys, there's a ton out there. And
they're doing a new season of Toast of London, so we get even more of that.
Okay, that better make that show blow up.
I would think so. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah, just go watch that first episode. Got Toast of London. Netflix. It's still on Netflix, I'm assuming.
Yes!
Yes! Mind the gap. And people forget Daisy Ridley. She was in 2 seconds of one episode of Toast of London.
Wow.
Pre-Star Wars.
Wow.
People forget.
I did forget. Yeah. Well, should we talk about
the sequel?
The sequel?
I think we should talk about the sequel.
Let's talk about the sequel a little bit. Do you want to give a brief overview of where we're at so far?
Absolutely. So, kids, the sequel is playing on modern day state of Hollywood, where you need previous IP to make anything. No one's going to see the original content. So we're going to turn that on its head, and we're going to make original content about a sequel, which follows a director who prefers to do artistic... He likes to explore the human condition with his project, but he gets an opportunity to do a book adaptation that the studio pushes to be more action-packed than the book. Signs on because he likes the book, then gets strong-armed into making an action-adventure, mindless, fun romp. And so he makes this film. And it is critically not very well received, but box office loves it. And the studio wants to do a sequel. He doesn't want to do the sequel, but he's in a contract, so he has to do the sequel. In between the post-production and release of this book adaptation, he is allowed to do one of his passion projects. And this passion project is at a premiere when he is kidnapped by fanatic literary fans of the book who will not see it made into a sequel because there's no sequel book and it would make no sense. But they don't understand that he completely agrees. So shenanigans ensue, and I didn't have a lot from there, other than I wanted it to end with the studio announcing a third. So that's where we stood at the end of last week, I believe. I didn't leave anything out, did I?
Nope, I think that's great. Perfect. Okay. So.
Yes.
Do we talk about the conversation that they would have in the kidnapped time?
Not specifically, but I was thinking on that in our absence.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have thoughts? You have thoughts.
It's I think I would like it to take kind of a long time for them to arrive at the fact that they both agree.
Okay.
There's a lot of arguing involved. I'm not sure, given that their stance is so clearly just don't make a sequel, that might be hard to get lost in translation, but maybe we find a way of making that, like, the realization of, wait, we're on the same team here, take kind of a long time.
Yeah.
And then come to I guess, conclusion that they're going to collude together to make this sequel ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are fans of the original book plus fans of the movie, or they do not like the movie?
I think they're okay with the movie, but it's like the classic the book was better relationship with it. Not pure hatred, just don't make a... Yeah.
Yeah, they are so passionate about the book and how it does not need any more stories told, and they're sick of people talking about the movie when the book is better, and they shouldn't be excited about this sequel because there's no sacred text associated with
sacred text
having a sequel.
Yes.
So my thinking is, right, they come up with the most ridiculous movie in an effort to get the studio to renege on their offer to make a sequel.
Oh, I like that better because I was having it. Well, I guess Endgame they do end up releasing it, but the goal to make it not even get finished. I like that. Yeah.
Yes, the goal is, all right, we're going to come up with ideas so ridiculous and so outlandish and so expensive.
Yes.
That the budget would not they would not be able to recoup the budget on this thing because it is so expensive and so ridiculous. However, when he pitches it, the studio is like, hell yeah, brother, sounds good. No notes.
Yes, I like it. Absolutely. And I'm thinking we play on a lot of like sequel cliches. From various, like, I think we throw in references to classically bad sequels. Like, I think we got to bring in Jaws the Revenge stuff from that. Crystal Skull.
It's got to be 3D.
It's got to be 3D, of course. Yes. Oh, I love it. Yes. So, I think the majority of this movie, I say we have kind of a short first act and a short third act, and the second act in the middle is them making this ridiculous picture.
Yes. So the first act, we're talking at the premiere. Do we want him to start at the premiere of his passion project with like a montage of things that have happened? So it'll be like opening of book adaptation film, roaring success, huge box office numbers. This guy can do whatever he wants, and then open at the premiere of the whatever he wants, and then a kidnapping like straight away. Or do you think we have a little bit more development?
I think we have a little bit more development in the beginning, because I think I want towards the beginning, even a little bit like have some stuff before this part, but him seeing basically just like on his phone that they're announcing the sequel with him directing. So maybe just a little piece of the book adaptation being successful in the box office. Maybe like we check out E! News, see what Mario Lopez is doing. Or Access Hollywood.
Yeah.
Bringing that in.
Yeah.
And it's like the ridiculous Access Hollywood, just, clickbait type stuff.
Yeah. We do something like how they do TMZ in,
yes,
in Pop
perfect. Okay, hold up.
Something like that.
Putting on his tux for the premiere of his passion project.
Yeah.
And he's watching Access Hollywood where they go into this, and that's where he finds out that he's directing the sequel. And so he's in a huff as he's going to his premiere.
Yeah, he calls his agent.
Yeah, like, sorry man, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing we can do. You're under contract.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's perfect. The TMZ and Popstar is so
good.
Oh.
So, do you want to talk about the subject matter of these movies?
Yeah, I think we do need to understand what that is.
So, this might be a deep cut, but I feel like the Passion Project should be something similar to Willem Dafoe's movie in Mr. Bean's Holiday.
Yes. That's a great cut.
How familiar you are with that?
I can't remember it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like super melodramatic, and it's just like weird voice, like breathy voiceovers.
Isn't it in black and white too? Oh no, it's not. Part of it is.
It's got a really weird tint. I feel like it's like blue.
No, that's perfect. Yes. Playback time. Yes.
Oh, it's a very washed out. Very washed.
And they love it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a great cut. Yes. Playback time is going to be the vibe.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just like watching the clip right now. But the title cards are Carson Clay.
Yeah.
In a Carson Clay production.
Yes.
Of a Carson Clay film.
Starring Carson Clay.
Playback time.
That's amazing.
Oh
I love it, and how they awkwardly cut. So, like, she's the woman that befriends Mr. Bean, all excited about her part, and they just very crudely cut. Like, obviously she's going to start talking, and they just cut to her walking on. Man, that's a great movie.
Oh my gosh.
A quick side note here. Speaking of Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson, watched Spooky Island the other day.
Dude. Did you watch both?
No, I just watched Spooky Island.
Okay.
I'm saving. My mind is already in spooky season, but I'm like, okay, no, pump the brakes, man. You got like 8 to 10 movies. You gotta
you gotta spread them out. Okay. So I think we've got what the like passion movie is.
Yes.
Just like self-indulgent.
Can it be
garbage.
sepia? Like a sepia tent?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so then I mentioned last time that I want to have kind of a relationship from book to movie, like Hank Moody's book to movie in Californication, which I remembered after the show. I said the wrong title. It's like God Hates Us All is the book title, and then Crazy Little Thing Called Love is the movie. Is that even right? Yeah, I gotta be correct this time. God Hates Us All.
Yeah, Hank Moody book. God Hates Us All.
God Hates Us All. Yeah. So kind of a ridiculous change made by the studio, pushed by the studio. But we never get a lot of details on what the books and movie are in Californication. but I think we need to have some serious lore behind the novel, especially for the fanatic fans.
Yeah, so I think it's like a fantasy book.
Yes.
It's a fantasy book. It's kind of like a Dune.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of like Dune, where it has that like huge lore behind it, and but it is not sci-fi, distinctively not sci-fi, and I think they should make the sequel sci-fi heavy.
Yes, I like it. Yeah.
Like it's like horses and swords and things like medieval, and then the sequel starts with a spaceship coming in and like just kidnapping one of the main characters.
That's low-key not unlike. Have you seen Cars 2?
I have at some point, but I have no recollection of what Cars 2 is.
There's like spy cars with guns. Cars die. You watch cars die in Cars 2. And there is like this big espionage movie.
Oh my god.
It like makes me mad. I'm like, what? How? In the room.
In the
room. How did you get from the Radiator Springs?
Maybe we had this situation. Maybe we had a bunch of people who are crazy fans of Cars, and they kidnapped the director.
A likely explanation as any, because Cars 2 makes no freaking sense in the Cars universe. I haven't even seen Cars 3. But it low-key looks like a return to at least Cars 1. Cars 1 is just it's a great movie. What are you doing? Why are cars shooting at other cars? Anyway, yes. Yeah. That's what they do. And I wonder if we take a classic disconnect from book to movie thing that already exists, with specific shortcomings that people talk about. I can't think of one. The only one coming to mind right now is The Shining, but The Shining turned out to be a good movie. It just didn't really have especially the ending had nothing to do with the book. Well, nothing. Big changes.
Yeah, it's relative. I mean, the book, like the whole place comes alive basically and tries to kill them.
Yeah.
And then it explodes in flames. But
maybe stick with Stephen King. The Dark Tower series. The Dark Tower series movie is freaking terrible and it's ridiculous. But I don't think it's known well enough, especially the book series, well enough to play on that. But it's garbage. It's 8 books and then they made it an hour and a half, hour 45 movie. It's ridiculous. Like, why even try that?
Yeah. Like, who signed on to write that? They were like, you know what? I've read this book series, and I really like this book series. You know what? It would be great to be like take out all the details and shove everything into an hour.
Take out half the characters. Take out. Yeah. Gosh, I mean, like literally, like entire worlds taken out. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I just like to rant about that one. But no, it's good. I love the sci-fi angle. That's so funny. And so we start with a fantasy medieval type era for the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. Like elves.
Yeah. Do we make it like a Game of Thrones inspired?
Yeah, we could like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, whatever. Like,
and then maybe shove in a couple more jabs at HBO for ruining Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That still irks me.
Oh. What if the author is in the process of writing the sequel still? Like
yes.
He has a long promised sequel.
Yes. We play on that for sure. Absolutely. That's fantastic.
Yes. And that is why they are most passionate. Because there is a book due.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. sorry, Game of Thrones. There's 2 books left. I thought there was just one. He's still writing 2.
Oh yeah.
And I'm on Dance with Dragons. It's the last one that's out. There's a preface to Winds of Winter or something. This book was published years ago. Like many years ago. George.
Yeah.
I don't want to rush you, man, but
I think it's one of my favorite bits
chicken.
in Logan Lucky. That when the how familiar with
I've
Logan
seen it
Lucky
twice. I need to be more familiar with it. I very much enjoy it.
Yeah. So they have a diversion for the prison escape where they've arranged for a prison riot where they held some guards captive, and one of their demands is to have the Winds of Winter added to the prison library. And the warden is like, I don't know what to tell you, man. He hasn't published the book yet, and this was 6 years ago.
Dang it! I definitely gotta watch it again. I don't remember that. That's hilarious. Yeah. What are you doing? Do you think it's just sitting on his desk and he walks in there every morning and just sits in his chair and stares at his pile of papers?
No, because I think what it is that he had nothing to do except write this book series, and then he got almost through it, where only 2 books left. I guess I don't know. It's kind of a weird promise to have that many books. At least with like Harry Potter, there was like 7 school years of schooling that they would have had to gone through, so it was like, okay, 7 years, 7 books. But like, I don't know, the world of Game of Thrones is so expansive. It's weird that he promised X number of books. Yeah, he had nothing else going on, right? Like he would go to like comic book conventions and like Comic-Con and things like that.
I don't know how much he has other books.
Write his books.
I didn't realize House of the Dragon is based on a book. Fire and Blood. I didn't know.
Yes, but that was something he wrote during Game of Thrones, and is basically like a history textbook.
How do you just think of...
Yeah, his mind is insane. It's really, really cool, the ability to just come up with this stuff.
And it ties and it all makes sense. It takes a long time. Like when reading the books, he's like, there's some hedge knight that is from House Dracadia, and his family goes back to this person who did this at one time 200 years ago. But that person's never talked about ever again. Like, that's just like, this random person in the hall is this person who I wrote the entire history for. Don't worry about it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So.
But at the same time, get it together.
Yeah, you have the whole history now. There's no way. I mean, like, it's just in the future now. What happens?
Yeah, exactly.
You need to know. Stop producing. Stop helping with the shows. Don't let them do more shows. Just finish your freaking books.
Yeah, more people want to talk to him, and he has more responsibilities, I guess, in the show universe. He wanted Game of Thrones to last like 10 seasons.
I saw that. He was really pushing for it to not be 8.
Yeah, because there's development for 5 good seasons of development, I would say.
Slow burn development.
They just, and then it's just like, okay, we're done.
I gotta figure out how to end this.
Got to turn up the heat on this one. Yeah. Oh well.
It's so annoying in House of the Dragon when he pulls Rhaenyra aside and he's like, "Okay, there's something coming. The maesters talk, or whoever it is, talks about a long night that will come, and without a Targaryen on the throne, they will take over the realms of men." Like, no, what? It was a day. It was one real battle. They got across the wall, and 2 days later, they don't exist anymore. That was it.
Yeah, there should have been a season.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Marching their way down.
And, like maybe some magic of uniting houses that help defeat it, and like the Lannister house being a big piece of that. But no, it was Arya. It doesn't have a face, so she sneaks up on the Night King and kills him. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
So that's great.
Well, I feel pretty good about where we're at.
That. For next time, what do we? So maybe talk about some casting.
Yeah, I think
talk about casting. Yeah, because we kind of have
we cast our director. Yes. We cast a couple of the kidnappers.
I say it's kind of a.
I think those could be more.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's like 3 or 4, like.
Oh, they should be people who were in historically bad sequels.
Shia LaBeouf from Crystal Skull. If people can tolerate being on set with him, we'll have him film his lines in a green screen in Ed's house, and then we'll just paste him into everything. No, that's good. What's... I'm trying to think of historically bad ones. Can we get Hayden Christensen? I mean, not that I'm not saying the prequels are bad, but I get Hayden Christensen.
Great. Yeah, we'll come to it with bad sequel guys.
Well, maybe throw in Vince Vaughn from Lost World Jurassic Park. Again, not saying that that's a bad movie. It just does.
Not saying. Yeah, I would say it's. You know what? 75% of that movie is great.
Great. It's great.
It's great. Last 25, maybe not so much.
Yeah. It's still fun.
It's so fun. Come on, guys. It's a fun one. All right. Well, do you have a connection for me?
Okay, let's try this on. Try this on for size. This might be easy for you, but I'm not sure. I want you to connect Gina Davis with Andy Samberg.
Gina Davis to Andy Samberg. Got it.
Yeah.
Gina Davis is in A League of Their Own.
Okay.
With Tom Hanks.
Okay.
Who is Woody in Toy Story 2.
Yes.
Jessie is played by Joan Cusack.
Yes.
Who plays Andy Samberg's mother in Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping.
That's a good one. I'm glad you went a different route. That's good. That's a funny one. I too used Popstar for Andy Samberg. So I went Gina Davis is in Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is in Birdman with Emma Stone.
Nice.
Emma Stone is in Popstar with Andy Samberg.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Cool. Yeah. Turn up the beef.
Turn up the beef. It's Connor.
Say word berg. Doink to doink. Great. Wow.
So I think that might do it for us.
I think that wraps us up for the week.
Thanks all for joining. We'll try to get the next installment when we can. We thought we were doing pretty well, but we went almost a month last time. So we'll...
Really?
Yep. Last one was August 16th, and we just published today on August 13th. Or September 13th.
Okay, so that makes me feel bad, because that means the other absences have been a lot longer than that. Because that felt relatively quick. So, yeah. Sorry. But thank you guys for keep checking in. It's much appreciated that, you anticipate these bad boys dropping. And we appreciate that. Appreciate you. So with that, have a lovely rest of your day, evening, night. Sleep tight. And we'll see you next time on Not Coming Soon. Peace out, my friends.
Sweet dreams.
What's that from?
That's Toy Story.
That's Toy Story?
Yeah.
Sweet.
When he straps Sid straps the
oh gosh, yeah. Sweet dreams. Tomorrow's forecast: sunny skies.